Okay, today I think I'm going to configure this wireless network, which have one access point, access switch, call switch, one router, and the access controller. As we can see here, access point is connected directly to access switch, and access switch is connected to call switch. The call switch has two interfaces, one connected to access controller and one connected to external routers. This is like, it's like a gateway that this access point or this host in here will use to get out of this internal network. Because the following are the basic configuration and the requirement that we need to have. First of all, we need to create an IP group, let's say group B, group 1, and we need to have a regulatory mandatory profile. By default, it uses a country code SN for China. This is default value. Also, we need to have security profile, and I name it as security. Let's call it security 1. And the encryption algorithm, I think, is going to be advanced encryption standard, and this is the authentication algorithm to be WPA1 and WP, and the password that you're going to be using will be Huawei 123. And also we need to create a virtual IP profile, and within this profile we need to bind the following, just this the following, the forwarding mode. We should define the forwarding mode that will be used by access point to forward the packets to the external network, and I'm going to use direct forwarding. Also, service VLAN should be 200, and the security profile that we have created here, and we're going to bind to the VAP profile, also the SSID profile. That this SSID profile is a profile that the SSID will be defined. Okay, and this is the management VLAN 100, and the 200 is the service VLAN, and these are the networks that are associated with this VLAN. Okay, first of all, I need to configure VLANs. First of all, I need to configure these VLANs in this switch and this switch, and pass all this VLAN from the access switch to the access control. Okay, let me go very fast. Fast. Okay. Okay, let me name first. Okay, run batch 200. Okay, I think we see here. Okay, now I'm going to switch access switch and the display VLAN to see the VLANs. Now we have two VLANs, 100 and 200, and also first we need to pass these VLANs in the access in the interface 001 and the interface G002. So I've already defined this interface, this VLANs in this switch. So what I need to allow this VLAN to pass to this interface and this interface. So first of all, enter to the interface G001 and the port link type trunk. Also specify the port VLAN ID, port PVID, port VID, VLAN 100. Okay, port trunk VLAN 100. Why I need why I supposed to define the port? why I'm supposed to define the port VLAN ID of this interface as 100, because this 100 is a management VLAN, and I expect that this interface is connected to the access point. So this VLAN should will be used to manage the access point. That's why I just define 100 as a port VLAN ID. When you display this, see, also I need to allow all VLANs to pass. Port trunk allow pass running 100 200. Okay, display this. Okay, interface. Now go to the second interface. Interface 00002. This is this. Okay, port link type trunk. Okay, port link type trunk. Display this. Okay, port trunk allow pass VLAN 100 200. Display this. Okay, now I've created 100 and 200 VLANs in this switch, and I passed them to this and this interface. So I have to accept in this interface. Also, I have to define this interface in here and pass them to Giga Ethernet 2002. So first of all, let me name this for this system name. Call switch VLAN. Then create the VLANs 100. Okay, VLANs 200. This VLANs. You can see now I have this VLAN, so I have to accept this this VLANs from this interface. That means that I have to create that to set that interface to trunk interface Giga 001 port link type trunk. Also display this. Okay, port trunk allow pass VLAN 100 200. Also I pass them to Giga SN002. Okay, port link type. Okay, now port link type trunk is this. Okay, port trunk allow pass VLAN 200. No, VLAN 100 200. Okay, this is this. Now as you can see now, VLANs are just passed to the interface Giga 002. So I need us to allow them to pass through this interface Giga 001. So okay, system name access controller. Okay, clear screen. Okay, then interface Giga 001. Okay, port link type trunk, port trunk, port trunk allow pass VLAN 100 200. Okay, this is now this interface is changed to trunk, and VLAN 100 is allowed to pass through. Okay, we have to create the VLANs. VLAN batch 100 200. Okay, this. Okay, now because I have PID for this VLAN, so I need to create the visual interface for each of these VLANs, so that to be able to allocate the IP address for access point, because this access point is needed to be managed with access point. So this access point should be able to allocate IP address dynamically to the access point. So I need to create the dynamic DHCP in the access point, and then set it to allocate by default or dynamically to access point. So first of all, I need to create, I suppose, create the visual interface VLAN 100. Okay, IP address 10.0.100.1.24 as a gateway. This piece, or this is be the gateway. Again, maybe I can put there some description. Gateway. Okay. And this as I can see, the description is gateway, and the IP address of this interface is that one. Okay. Now I need, because this access point, there is a possibility that there must be more than one access point. So I need to create DHCP so that this IP address, when establishing the cap-up tunnel, they should be allocated with IP address either statically or dynamically. So the best way that simplify the job, I suppose to create a DHCP. So first of all, create a DHCP. So IP pool, let's say access points. This is this. Okay. Then the network of the pool be 110.0.100.0 mask 24. Gateway list is 10.0.1. DNS, let's say DNS be just the IP address of Google. Okay, this okay. I think everything is okay. And anything else? Nothing. Okay. Quit. Okay, interface. Go to the interface VLAN 100 interface VLAN 100. This enable HCP service. First of all, we have to enable HCP in a global. DHCP enable. Then go to the interface VLAN 100. Say DHCP also enable. Okay, sorry. Now I have to set the mode of DHCP. So here will be DHCP. Select global, because select I've created IP pool, global IP pool. So I select this. Okay. Now I need to see if my access point now has IP address. So go to the access point, then say this IP interface brief. Okay, so IP interface. As you can see here, the VLAN if the default VLAN interface 1 has now this 10.0.100.193, which is located, maybe you can just try to write display interface VLAN 100. No, VLAN 1. If you run this command, you will see that internet address is located by DHCP, which is 10.0.100.192. Therefore, this access point is successful obtain IP address from the DHCP server that I have created in access point. So the next step I need to do is okay, I need to specify the cap-up tunnel that will be used to establish the cap-up tunnel. So because I have created 100 as the management interface, the management VLAN, therefore I have to specify that that VLAN as the cap-up source tunnel. So I need to say cap-up source interface VLAN if 100. Yeah, display this. Now you see everything is okay. Then the next step we need to do is to configure the basic the authentication of access point. Now I've already created a tunnel, but I didn't authenticate the access point so that can create complete the cap-up tunnel. So I have to create first I have to authenticate first the access point, then the cap-up tunnel should be so that cap-up tunnel to be established. So what next is configuring the authentication of access point, then enter to the WLAN view. Here I need to create the following. I need to create IP group, IP group, say name, and our group now is, we said to be group 1. So group 1. Okay, this and then next the following thing we have to configure the regulatory mandatory profile. Regulatory mandatory profile called regulatory mandatory. So the regulatory domain profile name, say be the domain. So it be domain, and inside this regulatory domain inside this regulatory mandatory profile, we have a couple of things we have to configure, but our intention will be just configuring this one, country code. So the country code should be SN as the default, and the system tells us the current country code is the same with the input country code. It's okay. This okay, quit, because it's default, that's why we don't see it. And when now for the in case okay, let's proceed. And after that, we need to bind this regulatory mandatory profile in the access point group. So let's enter in access point group name group 1, then regulatory mandatory domain. Now as you see here, I bind regulatory domain profile inside the access point group. So yes, okay, yes, it requests me to choose. Now you can see inside the access point group, I bind regulatory domain profile. The next step, I have to authenticate. So I have only one access point. So this access point, I'm going to associate this access point with my access point group 1. So I have to authenticate this using MAC address. First of all, let me see the access the MAC address of this access point. So enter in the access switch, then inside the access switch, display MAC address dynamic VLAN, okay, VLAN 100. Cool. So this command will give me the entry, the MAC address entry, and this is the MAC address of access point. So I will use this MAC address to authenticate my access point inside the access controller. So let me authenticate. Okay, so sorry. Clear. Okay, now let me then say AP ID 0, AP authentication mode, sorry, authentication mode, sorry, AP authentication mode. By default it's MAC address. Authenticate to the access point by using MAC address, then AP ID 0, and MAC address AP MAC. Let's specify the MAC address. So I'm going to paste that MAC address. Then AP group, I'm associating now the access point with AP group 1. Okay, yes, this. Okay, now as you can see here, also I can give it name AP name AP1. This. See my current configuration. Now everything is okay. Now let me define the SSID profile. SSID profile. Sorry. Clear. SSID profile name. SSID profile name. Say SSID. Then within SSID, then see now. Let me call the SSID. Let's say home. This is okay. Quit. Now define the security profile name. Say security 1. This. Now I need to define those keys that we need to define inside the security profile. Okay, now see. Now I'm going to set the authentication mode, which is WPA, WP2. Sorry, WP2. Okay. Okay. Security APA P2 IP2. Then specify the authentication. Also here I'm going to say APSK, then phrase passphrase. Here I'm going to specify a shared key, Huawei 123. Then encryption algorithm. Display this. Now my security profile is complete. So I'm going to bind all of this inside the virtual private profile. So create the virtual access point profile name VAP. Here I'm going to specify the forwarding mode, direct forwarding, also service VLAN, VLAN 200, Okay, also, okay, this is, see the configuration. Okay, then security profile, security one, also SSID profile, SSID profile, SSID. Okay, this now we see for, okay. Now I'm going to bind the VAP profile inside the access point group. Access point group, access point group name group group one, access point group name group one, and okay, inside you say VAP profile called VAP one, VAP in WLAN one radio. Okay, this I'm complete with. Now as you can see, the access point now is on. Therefore the services are now available because the configuration is all okay, but I didn't configure the access, the IP pool for service, so I need to create the interface for VLAN, for service VLAN 200, say IP address, let's call it 90.200.1. Therefore, okay, this is this, okay, this is this, okay, quit, and IP pool, call it home as that's a CD name. This is it. Specify the network 10.0.100 mask 2524. This is the gateway list. Gateway list will be 10.0.201. This is, then I'm done. Therefore, here I'm going to save configurations. Okay, let me see the base. Now let's go to the access point. Now you can see the access point now changed because I named it in the access point when I was authenticating it. So now the name of access point is AP1. Okay, therefore let me check if this station now can get IP address. So as you can see now, there is a wireless service here, and the SSID name is home as we have cited. Now connect to this. Now it's asking me to put the password, and the password was Huawei. Okay, Huawei 123. Obtain IP address. Okay, obtain IP address. Okay, come on. Come on. Okay. Alright. Okay. Huawei. Obtain IP address. Okay, as we can see, the status is saying obtaining IP address because I didn't enable DHCP in interface VLAN 200, so I have to enable it. I have enabled that service. So interface VLAN 200, display this. I have IP address, but DHCP select global. This is okay. Now I think so. Let's say let it go. Okay, yeah, as you can see, now it's connected because it acquired the IP address as that was needed. Okay, let me check the IP address. Go to the terminal, then say ipconfig. Yeah, now the station is obtained IP address, and the gateway, the default gateway is this IP address. Then this is the physical MAC address of the station, and IP address is which is located dynamically is 120. Okay, within this inside this station, let's ping the default gateway 102100 1. Yeah, do you get it? Do you get it? No, why not? Okay, this time out. Okay, let me check it again. Now I get it, and that is the configuration of wireless services. Okay, you can see now this is my access point. Now it's on, and this guy in here have an IP address, so everything's okay. Okay, okay, that's the end, guys.